104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wife! I am a wife!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday, July 17th of 2024.
what
It's
day is it?
6:01 a.m. Let's see. It's Roula, Ryan, Eric, and birthday boy Special K is here.
Happy birthday!
He's wearing his birthday present from last year.
Yeah.
I sure did. I put it right on. The best gift, y'all, and I use it almost every day.
Well, think about it.
It's a snuggy little UGG hoodie that we bought him on QVC.
Kevin, how many birthday gifts can you remember from past birthdays?
Besides that one.
No.
Your childhood when you got something really cool.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that's a
remember.
good question. What was your favorite birthday gift as a child? Like, did you have a favorite toy or
Were
a
you
favorite
spoiled?
something?
Or were you one of those kids
You
that
had
got
everything?
toys
Daddy,
whenever
I
you
want a pony.
Nintendo 64 when you were 9.
No.
The Sega Genesis.
We're
when you
going
were
to go
10.
play croquet.
Gosh, it was. You know what it was? It was always Legos. That's what I wanted for a good 10 to 15 years, probably.
And where are those Legos now?
I think that my nephew has most of them, luckily. But you know, the white ones turn to a light
Yellow.
brown,
Yeah, they kind of
yellow.
fade.
Did you
into
save the
this, like,
directions
yellowish color.
how to build the things?
I don't think I did. You know what?
I don't think they really did as much in the 90s. Like now it's all
Now they all
gimmicky.
come with booklets.
Star Wars, Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Oh, yes. Like
Oh yeah.
Ships.
So we had a castle theme and maybe a pirate theme, which I really enjoyed.
Of course, the pirates.
But they also had a Lego train and Lego ships. So I would take the Lego ships to the swimming pool, the local swimming pool, and I'd play with them in there and lose half the pieces.
Yeah,
at the
of course.
bottom.
And then
don't they
somebody's
sink?
Like,
Yep.
And somebody's like hurting their foot when they're getting on Legos, or it gets in the filters.
They really floated. They made these ones that really floated. So I was obsessed with those.
Wow.
ones.
Well, let's see. My son is 9, and last night I went to his room and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys have got to go to bed!" And they were building a Lego set that we bought them that I thought they forgot about. It's a giant ship, and it has like an orca whale that comes to the sides. One of these big ones, supposed to keep them very busy.
Yes.
And I was torn to tell them, well, go to bed. But that was a really good creative thing. And I was thinking, man, if they're in the zone, should I just let them keep building and I'll go to bed? So, yeah, I think Legos will always and
Are they good for
forever
you? Like,
be
if
a
you-
great...
Oh, they're good.
you're old or something?
Or if you've got Parkinson's or something
your
like
brain,
that,
for your
they
hands,
actually
it's good.
recommend that you work with those.
Puzzles. I remember my aunt or my grandma and grandpa did puzzles in
Puzzles.
the wintertime because up north. It's
yeah,
like
can't
now
go
it's
outside.
not safe for old people to be outside long. Same
And-
up north.
Well, without any
Winter.
power, it's not safe for them to be inside.
Good point.
I think that helped me in my building skills later in life because I learned how things went together.
Oh, absolutely. All the kids from my high school that went on to become engineers, they loved Legos.
You can tell the people that tear stuff apart, like if they have a toy and they take it apart and they want to know what's inside and they think
Yeah.
about
Can they put it back together?
They're smart.
Super smart.
Now me, I would smash it. Smash.
But you weren't putting it back
I
together.
just want to blow it up and smash it.
I've told you guys before
That's how
about
you can tell the
this
dummies.
family friend that I have. I still remember when he was 4 years old. We went over to their house for family fun time. My parents were going to hang out with his parents. And he comes out of his room with this contraption and he squats down on the ground. You know how little kids, they don't really sit on their butts and they kind of just imagine if you were going to squat and hug your knees, that kind of position. And he was going to play with this thing. And I was like, what is that thing? He goes, well, I took this radio apart. He took apart this radio and put it back together. He was 4. That kid has worked for Twitter now. He has worked for all these startups.
His first
He's
name,
worked-
Paul.
At one point, if you Googled the word Paul, it was Paul McCartney, St. Paul, and this Paul that I'm talking about.
Wow.
Because all these companies were chasing after him because he was so smart.
Amazing. Wow.
And I was like, dang. Shout out to you, Paul. Yeah, I'll never forget that. When he was 4 and he pulled that thing apart and put it back together. He was 4. I was like, oh my God, here's me. I'm like, when's the next episode of my favorite TV show on? So happy birthday, Special K.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kevin.
Maybe Legos will be on QVC today or the Home Shopping Network when we
Amazon,
randomly
the
go
Amazon
there.
Shopping
Yeah.
Network.
We have,
Oh, that's right. We're doing Amazon Prime Day for him.
yeah, we're going to change up because today is The last
Amazon
day of
Prime Day.
Oh,
and they're
that's
doing like a
so
live
much
stream.
better than QVC.
Turn it on real quick.
Okay,
Ahmad,
let me see.
What are some of the
Yesterday, you
deals?
could have got a KitchenAid mixer.
It has to be
Oh
remember
my
under
gosh.
under 250.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the rule here on the Roula and Ryan show. If we're going to buy the member of the show having the birthday the gift, it has to be under $250. I
Oh,
thought that
so
was
that's
Radio Trivia.
okay. You would get a T3 Curl Wrap automatic rotating curling iron with a long barrel.
You better not.
Why, your hair's too short to need a curling
And it's
iron.
$132. Wow.
Whoa, what brand is it?
Thank you.
It says T3. It has 9 heat settings, auto rotating, ceramic barrel.
Sounds to me like Ahmad wants a gift.
Hey, when I flat iron my hair out, it is pretty long.
I would love to see that, Ahmad. I don't think you've done that for us.
So when I get my hair braided, she only does it straight up, so it's easier to braid. But if I put it down, it's like, like giving like Willy Wonka, Johnny Depp. a little
Really?
bit, yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
His name, what's it? Jimmy Butler. Do you know him?
No, is
Type
that
in-
basketball?
Yeah, type in Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat. I think he did that to his hair because
You straighten it?
during the photo day, like they all have to like wear their uniforms, take the photos, do the videos for the screen when you watch the games. They all do that the first like week. And he
Oh my gosh, no, I would look exactly like that.
Wait, are you talking like
just type in Jimmy Butler. When you type in Jimmy
You know
Butler,
how-
Yeah, Jimmy
hair.
Butler hair straighten.
how like comedian Cat Williams straightens his hair sometimes?
Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
Cat
No,
Williams,
no,
his is like long and luscious, not Jimmy Butler's.
Yeah,
Karen.
Jimmy Butler's from Tomball, by the way.
It
He's
looks
from.
Karen.
He doesn't say Houston. He always says I'm from Tomball.
Wow.
Rep
Right.
Yeah.
And he wants to do country albums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very like I remember he was on the Bulls and he had a Shark Tank. There was one of those shows, reality
Yeah.
shows where they do aquariums. And he wanted this big tank and stuff. And just very
Well, maybe
strange
he
guy.
should do the national anthem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't be drunk.
Well, we are going to talk about that coming up next because, man, what one of those moments yesterday where everyone was talking about Ingrid Andress's terrible rendition of the national anthem, and then she posted her real truth, and it's like, oh, sorry, oh no.
At least she'll make a great comeback.
Oh yeah,
The comments
you missed that. We'll
are
explain.
harsh.
coming
People are
next.
jerks.
Oh, I
Like,
saw some good comments for her
Not
supporting
the ones
her.
I saw. I was like,
Yeah, I saw people.
oh yeah,
being
there
mean.
you go, another person blaming, going to rehab and blaming. I'm famous. I
Yeah.
screw up. I go to rehab. I'm like,
You
something
gotta
was wrong with her.
support. You gotta support people when they acknowledge they have a problem and they want to get help for it.
I have
I
a
just don't believe it. I'm like, really?
Oh, they think it's just calculated.
Yeah, just like,
oh,
you
I
know,
did bad, so I'm going to make up this whole story about drinking.
I get that for like the woke world when people were trying to get, people that were touching and doing stuff at work, these bosses, the famous people.
harassment.
Yeah.
Harassing people.
Look, I just need rehab to know how not to touch people inappropriately at work.
Don't
It's
just
like,
be a good person.
yeah, you should know not to do that.
Okay, dumb question, Amnesty. I know it's not the end of the month today, but where is the live stream for Amazon? If I open my Amazon app for Prime Day,
It's not on the app. It's on the website only.
Oh, only on the website.
Yeah,
Okay. Yesterday during the show, I looked to see what's like a good thing, and I talked about the Apple AirPods. Like, oh, maybe I'll get a pair of Apple AirPods. During the show, had I ordered this pair of Apple AirPods for $69, it said I would have had them delivered between 2 and 5 yesterday.
Oh, you didn't do it.
It wasn't, yeah, because I got distracted. We were on the show. By the time I got around to it at like 3 o'clock to order them, now it says to be determined date of delivery. It won't even like tell me if it's coming by the end of the week or not. I'm like, wait, I don't understand.
That's 'cause 100 people-
I could have had it this afternoon, and now I don't know when I'm going to get them.
Everybody ordered them.
I guess that's what the case is, right? Then, right? That's why they're saying that.
Yeah.
I better take back my order then.
Aw.
And go find them in the vending machine or something. You know what I mean? Those
At
Best
the
Buy-
airport.
Yeah, at the
Oh, yeah.
airport, which I am driving to the airport today to drop someone off, so I hope I don't get caught in the chaos that
imagine-
everyone talks about.
Rilla's about to do what myself and a lot of people listening that are divorced had to do when you got to take your kids to the airport to be with the other one.
And I'm not
With the other
divorced.
mate.
I'm just my kids are going to go visit family on the West Coast. And I have kind of had my mama heart is just in knots because I'm very excited for the opportunity they're about to have. It's going to be really fun and great. But they have to play without me.
Ooh.
That's scary the first
Sitting when
time.
I'm playing without mommy or daddy. And
Whoa.
I'm freaking out. Like my mama heart is so about to explode, and I'm trying to be cool about it.
Do you
And
have
I'm
to
not
go-
cool.
Do you have to go up to the counter and get that pass?
Yes, I'm going to walk them to the gate and wait until the plane takes off from the jetway.
Oh, man.
I can watch them and cry in the
I used
terminal.
to, once he'd go, I'd be like, okay, I'm out. Because they're like, no, you
You
got to
wouldn't
stay here
stay?
and wait till.
You didn't stay and watch the plane?
They're taking another
How
40
old
minutes.
was Ethan when you would do that?
I mean, he was doing it from age 8 till 14.
Okay, but
can do
But is
it.
he looking out the
leaving
window
him,
and
right?
looking and seeing you've left?
No,
you can't see that. You can't see that.
That was the
You can't
worst
tell.
because then people recognized me.
Oh.
And I'd be over there crying, kind of, because he'd be like, "Love you, Daddy, bye." We get big hugs.
There's
and then,
nothing wrong with showing your emotions in
but
front of
it's
people.
Embarrassing,
You have your private cry moment.
especially that because people like look at that divorced failure guy over there.
No, they're not.
I would have never thought that.
That's something in your
I would have
head.
never thought that
Nobody
person's
is
divorced.
looking at you and judging you that way.
Hey, Eric. Well, I guess if they listen to the show, they did.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, what's up? I'm like,
So how old was he when you'd walk
Let me
away
buy
from
you
the
a beer.
airport and be like, okay, bye, Ethan, just wait here until they call your row?
Nothing when he had a phone and stuff. I mean, if the sky was great, if it was like stormy, I'd stay. But I was doing it like every other week. Mm-hmm. So after a while, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting here for another hour.
Like, that's your child.
Chill out. Grab
my
a
gosh,
$10
Eric.
Coke.
But you get used to it after a while. I mean, you never get used to the part where they kind of say goodbye and they turn around and you don't see them. But there's a lot of parents doing that right now. Their kids have to go for a month
Oh, gosh.
to their ex-wife or
Oh,
husband.
yeah.
I go on vacation with the ex.
Yeah, a lot of
You're
that
like,
stuff.
Bye. So, yes, I hope
You'll
there's
see that
not a
today.
lot of-
Just imagine doing that and knowing you don't.
Well, I didn't know I was going to see that today. Now I'll be looking for it. Thanks. I'll be looking for the
I do
crying
that.
parents who are not crying like me just because it's their first time on a flight without their kids. It's because they're divorced and they
Especially
have to make them go there.
It's easier in hobby because it seems smaller, more intimate there.
Have y'all seen the movie Unaccompanied Minors?
No.
It's where a bunch
Not a
of
horror
kids.
movie, is it? Because you're in a horror movie.
No, it's like these kids, they're all flying without their parents, right? But then a big snowstorm comes
my
before
God.
Christmas.
I can't
And so
handle
they just like wreak havoc in the airport by themselves because everyone went home. So they're like sliding down the luggage carts
that's
and like
funny.
having snow fights.
Your
It's a
kids have
Christmas movie.
enough money or a credit card or anything?
Yeah, I gave them
Apple.
like a little card that has some preloaded cash on it.
Oh, they're
That
going to
was
be
my-
living it up, ordering snacks.
I was always
and Coke.
I was always afraid of like being, I can't make it to Chicago. I have to stop in St. Louis.
Oh,
And
yeah.
your kid's stuck there.
Oh, God, nightmare. Don't even tell me.
Well, let's not freak
This
Roula
is-
out.
But summertime
I know.
now, I mean, the storms are past. Those are storms that were going up towards Drake's house.
I mean, I have gone back and
Drake
forth.
got
Oh,
flooded.
yeah.
Drake's house. His mansion got flooded.
It looked like it was
Yeah, I saw
filled with
that.
espresso martini.
Yeah, it was gross.
Oh, God, that's awful. All right, here's your official weather for today.
All right, it's going to be hot. Yes, if you don't have power, don't have power, still don't have power. It is going to be hot and
What's the
sunny
number
today.
now? Is it like down to 38,000?
I don't. It's under 100,000. I'll be the dead last one.
It says one.
Well, Mama
One,
from
it's
Caroline, who
us.
used to be part of our show, she posted every day like the diminishing number, and she goes, "Still not us, still not us." She finally got it last night, and I thought the number was like under 40,000.
I'll tell you what.
Finally.
Kingwood, right?
I'll tell you, I figured out why. I'll tell you later coming up, I'll tell you why we found out we don't have power. It's
Did you have some
interesting.
down trees in your yard?
Oh, no, not us. Not us. Okay, so it's going to be sunshine, high mid 90s right now, 79 degrees, and 613 on the Roula and Ryan
He
show.
didn't pay us bail.
Keep your radio right here
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
on KRB.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Arandas. Okay, at this time yesterday, we were all talking about Ingrid Andress's rendition of the national anthem at the MLB Home Run Derby for the All-Star Game, and it was not good.
Oh, it was bad.
You probably heard it many times yesterday. It came across your streams, came across your social media, and even like I said during the show yesterday, like the USA Today had posted, we have a new crowned winner of the worst singer ever.
I still put Fergie 1, and she's like 1B.
Yeah.
Fergie was number 2 according to USA Today yesterday. So yesterday,
was bad.
soon after the show, Ingrid Andress on her Instagram official posted, "I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help that I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun."
Is she an alcoholic? Is this known, or was she just drunk once? Like she got the free booze backstage,
wondering.
at the baseball game with the boys.
I mean,
was there
we don't
people
know her
protecting her,
well
like-
enough, Kev. Like we were saying, how her biggest hit 30 on the charts. It's not like this is a name in country we know, like a Kelsey Ballerini or somebody you're familiar with. I don't know if Ingrid Andress has ever even been to like the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo
If
as
you're
a
her
person.
manager, you got to be
So-
like, crap, what do I do? She's not well. Like, she's been drinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you
But this
know-
is her big shot to perform. I can't stop her.
And sometimes people who are drunk or on drugs, unfortunately, they just somehow go into that
Functioning
just show
Are you
zone.
kidding me? Yeah, look at all
these
the rock
70s
stars.
rockers.
Yeah.
They were all out
But
of
they
their
can hide it with
minds.
guitars and those songs. Star Spangled Banner. We all know that song.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
you're
not,
right.
And it's a cappella, so.
It's going to stick out.
So it's one of those.
I hope she gets help.
Sorry, I feel bad for saying anything.
What I don't like are the trolls. You can have that thought. It can be inside voice in your head like you don't believe it. You don't need to write that. What possible good can come of you bashing somebody trying to get help? I mean,
Well,
it doesn't help
but
anybody.
Ryan, we open the show and you go, if you're not drunk when you're singing it. Like, I mean, even those small little.
Huh?
Yeah, right. We opened the show. We were talking about the Star Spangled Banner, and you said, "Well, as long as you're not drunk while you're singing it." Like, I know you say it tongue in cheek, but even those little
Like
jokes
maybe these
are
people
like,
making comments or making jokes.
yeah. That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
you just can't bash somebody for trying to seek help. I mean,
Oh,
and
that's for sure.
people are actually doing that.
But the problem is, you see Hollywood, now Nashville, when something happens to you, instead of confronting it, they just say they're going to rehab. And a lot of times you don't know if it's real or not.
Is it just a PR move?
People think that.
Yeah.
But my
I had to
thing
explain
is-
what rehab was yesterday to my
Oh, you did?
older girls because I was talking about that on the phone.
You never heard
and
Amy Winehouse?
No, not. I mean, 13 and 11, they don't know. Well, she should have said yes, yes, because she
Great.
died at 28.
Now I have to cut that.
Oh, right. Let me
Even though it was
restart
short,
again. Let me restart again. I had to explain what rehab was to my 13-year-old yesterday, my 11-year-old, because they heard me talking about this, and I said, "Do you guys know? Have you ever heard of that word, rehab? It's short for rehabilitation." I explained to them when people start drinking alcohol or they do drugs and they can't stop themselves, and I went down the whole thing, and now they know.
They looked
Now
at
I
you
know
and they're
they know.
like, all we asked was, can we go to Plato's Closet?
They did not.
Jeez, Mom, you could have just said, no, I don't need I'm not going to go to her anymore.
Morning lessons, Eric. You got to seize the moment when they ask questions. You have to just tell them what
Did
it
they
is.
ask about the singing at least? Is that what it was?
No, we were talking about the national anthem. I think it was on, and they said why we should do it.
Just out of
okay.
nowhere, you just brought
No,
it
I
up.
was on the
Decided to
phone.
teach a life lesson.
I was on the phone, and the
Jesse over
TV was
here.
on, and so I was talking about. She said she's going to go to rehab, and they were like, "Why does she sound like that?" And I was like, "Well, I was just talking about that."
Okay.
And so anyway,
parent.
By the way, speaking of the All-Star game last night, man, what is...
American League won, but what's with the uniforms?
I've lived in
I gotta
Texas.
see these
I've lived in Texas
uniforms.
for 24 years.
Uh-huh.
And it's just embarrassing when in Dallas and Arlington they have these guys with rope lassos like in front like a line. It's almost like they walk between them. So on each side is a guy with
when they're starting the game to
with
introduce the
cowboy
players.
garb on, and then there's
So
a
they
guy
set
with,
us back. They make us
Take
look
out
like...
hats?
Latino hat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a guy with a cowboy hat, and they're doing the lasso the whole time while they introduce them. And then each player brings a hat, cowboy hat, and puts on a child. Half the time the child doesn't fit their hair or their head. and then their cheesy little hats. They might as well have the little red hat with the little fake guns that you buy at the store.
Yeah, so it makes us look like we're just a bunch of
I listened to some New
hillbillies,
York
like
radio
rednecks.
on my way in, sports, and they're like, yeah, they should have came out on horses. And they're thinking... That's all
Well,
Texas
didn't we
is.
say this a
I'm
couple months ago?
I'm
that
trying to tell my family
Sam-
in Chicago, we're not like that here. I mean,
It's
there is
part
some
of
that.
it's part of who we are, but it doesn't define us all.
Right, but didn't we just do this a couple months ago where even Sam reinforced that is true when she was in Pennsylvania? She thought coming to Texas means you are going to see cowboys, cows, horses, lassos, all these things. And I get your point, Eric. It's like, you're like, oh God, this is so cliche and kitschy. Because when I turned on the All-Star game, it was fifth inning already. And you know how they do for all sports, NBA finals or NFL playoffs?
stand up
They
for cancer.
show like the... What do you call that, guys? When they film the stuff before they go to commercial.
Like exteriors of they go out to like Billy Bob's in Fort Worth. They'll go out to certain areas.
It's not even just that. It's where it's like a player and all the lights and like, they're
they're
just swinging
playing-
the bat or something,
They're at a poker table and it had like wanted posters, like Juan Soto had
Right.
and he had to cross his name off. And,
Or they had like steers. They had like longhorns and they had to get on mechanical
yeah,
bulls.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, the stuff they had to actually make the players film to do the wraparounds of this weekend is
And they
stuff
have
like
no
on
choice in
mechanical
the matter.
bulls
They're like,
and
you gotta film
longhorns.
this.
I was like,
I
wow,
guess
they
if
really
they
went
did it
all
here,
Texas.
They'd be like on a rocket or something. They'd be at NASA.
They still
like
do
doing
the Texas thing,
controls.
I think. But yeah, the NASA thing, I would hope.
Oh, and of
take
course
over.
they'd have to say, Houston, we have a problem.
Oh God, I
Because
can't.
it's only like 55 years old.
They never even
every
said that,
time.
right?
I think they did, but
Wasn't Houston? We have a problem. It was something else. About
I don't
Houston.
know. It's something along those
I
lines.
have heard that, like, they didn't even really say that, yeah.
The right quote.
I roll.
But it's
Okay.
like, come on, man. I know. I'm trying to stick up for Texas. I mean, We're more than just a bunch of,
I know. But it's kind of like if we ask people from
Cowboys.
other states, what's the thing? Like, you're from Illinois, Eric. What's the thing that annoys you? People think
Well,
about
it used to
Illinois.
always be mobsters,
Yeah.
and then Michael Jordan came
Okay.
and helped that a lot. Like anyone from Europe and that'd be like, oh, mobsters, Uncle Capone.
And now it's like,
Gangsters.
oh, Michael Jordan.
Except for when he got his, a lot of people thought he got his dad killed through the mob.
Well, they thought he had gambling debts, but that wasn't true.
Well, when I came
That
to
was just a
Texas,
weird thing.
it was Texas AF because I went into the Corps of Cadets at Texas A&M, and we had to go to Yale school and learn how to hump a mags. And I was like,
What's that?
What's that?
They say,
Hump
hump a
mags?
man. I'm like,
That's what I thought.
What's hump-a-mags?
learn it
You
from
learned
that.
Never
well.
heard that in all my years of
you're
being a
telling me,
Texan.
guys, this is the kind of cultist behavior I had to learn. Okay, this is what you do. You have to go to camp to learn this, okay? It's called fish camp. Hump a mags, and you lean over like this. You lean over with your butt out and your hands on your knees. Hump a mags so that your wind tube can be straight out.
Okay.
Get him! Hey, what? Now, you cannot do the whoop in the air if you are a freshman. You got to do a little one. Woo.
Really?
They do not let you. They
Yeah,
do not
I've
let you as a
heard that.
freshman put that little handgun in the air. Woo! Oh my God! If someone saw me do that, like
When you were
I
a
would get as a freshman in the Corps, I would have to work on the ship and ship paint for the next 3 days.
Oh, wow.
But you learn all these different yells or cheers, as
That's
it
more like
were. And I was like,
military-esque
is
feel.
this what they do in Texas? Is this what it's like? Is this what everyone is like?
Well,
Like,
there's
all these-
Here's this little
tradition.
kid from Delaware coming down here like, what?
What
I
am I
guess everyone
getting
whoops.
into? Who are these yell? They had yell leaders. I was like, why you gotta yell?
Did they not tell you that when you were going to come down
Oh
here?
no, they
was
didn't
a
tell me
surprise.
anything about that. They're like, oh yeah, we have this really awesome ship that you can cruise around on and sail and everything like that. I was like, yeah, I'm in. We have palm trees. I'm there.
Talking about Houston.
Hump the mags. What?
We need to talk about things that you miss that we don't have anymore.
Eric surprised me yesterday
So many
big
things.
time on something he went to that I have such a core part of my 20s.
Yeah, I went to happy hour.
In
I was
this
at this
history
place.
of my life.
I was even at this place once, but I couldn't. When I was there, I was like, "Oh man, Roula would be here, just staring in disbelief and with memories."
In disbelief of what this place has
They're
turned
like,
into.
"What's this place is?"
And
doing
I didn't
this?
ask him too many questions because I want to know on the air, like, how does it look now or how did you find yourself in this place? We'll explain next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Well, and sometimes you know it's only going to be as good until it lasts.
Quoting a song for
as it
Eric.
lasts.
Don't
Yeah.
know what
Cinderella,
you got
baby.
till it's gone.
Oh, that's Cinderella?
Yeah.
Not the Disney princess.
No, it's
Oh,
a
It's like
hair
an
metal
80s
band.
lipstick hair metal band.
Oh, okay, got
Don't say.
you.
Well, they weren't
Don't say
lipstick.
metal.
Yeah,
Don't say
they weren't metal.
Hair band.
They were
not metal.
Hair band.
Okay, so yesterday Eric called me and I said, I want to see pictures when we get on the air, or I want you to tell me more in detail on the air because
I
we went to something that was a
happy
part of
hour.
my history.
My buddy picked said, "Hey, let's go to this Conservatory Galleria. It looks interesting." I'm like, "All right." I had no idea.
The conservatory.
I don't even know what that is. What
There's
is
books
that?
in there? What's in there?
It's those places where they have like a chicken restaurant. There's like 5 restaurants.
It's a food
in the
hall.
place. Food hall and booze.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so I put
that's at Roxy, right?
So I put in my app and I drove there. I'm like, wait a minute, this is Roxy.
Yeah.
This is the old club that Roula would hang out and do
Yeah.
all the KRB stuff.
And
DJ
I
Marti.
think they kept the same layout, didn't they?
Yeah, I was eating on the
dance floor?
On the dance floor. Yeah. I was
Oh
only
my
there
gosh.
because I got here in 2003.
I got
Did you
little
do
pictures.
a celebratory drop, squat, and spin?
I like, man, if Kevin was here, you guys would instead of hanging out,
We just be
you're
looking around.
It's
Yes,
weird. Like you go up
yes.
the steps, and they do have a part that says Roxy.
Uh-huh.
It's like 21 and over to get in there for happy hour.
Oh,
There's still the Roxy sign in
neat.
there. Like it was like a little club up like a
Okay.
best part.
There's
Oh, that's
a video
kinda cool.
here. There's a video
Oh yeah, you
here
can see
that
it. Yeah,
shows.
that's the area.
Of the new
The food
I
hall.
was down here, but this is like for.
Yeah. I remember doing a story
I
about
saw
that.
Diva D dropping and popping and locking on this box with Sebastian for how many years? For those that don't know the KRBE history, I think it was between 98 and 2000 something. I don't know how many years into the 2000s it went. But we used to do the beat live from the Roxy. And at 10 p.m., we would plug in live to the club at 5351 West Alabama at Rice.
It's right in the corner.
And
Yeah.
we'd go till 2 a.m. And then at some point in my radio night DJ ship, it turned from 10 to 2 to 10 to 4.
Yeah.
So you would have the 10 to 1 shift or you'd have the 1 to 4 shift.
1 to 4 would be the worst.
That was
It
brutal.
was the worst because you're like, okay, well, the bar closes in an hour. And after that, God knows what's going to happen up in here.
But then I started thinking of places like we missed. Like I missed like Barry's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Just after COVID,
They were so good.
it just I don't know if that took them out or what happened, but I remember even COVID, I'd order they had growlers of beer, like a big glass bottle. It's like
a jug.
That sounds
a glass
nice.
jug.
And pizza delivered, when it all started. And then they were always so nice. They would come up here and give us for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, the heart pizzas.
The heart pizza
They had
shapes.
really good pizza.
That's you, Sarah.
Good memories of that place, especially back in the day in the 90s. I bet it was rocking with
It was a different
Richmond.
location, I think, in the 90s.
I was just thinking that whole street with the Rockets winning.
Oh, that
yeah,
Barry's.
it was still on
that
Richmond.
Barry's-
But it's like where that
Barry's
TJ Maxx is
was
now
on
and Golf
Richmond.
Galaxy.
That was on Richmond for probably 40 years. That was there forever.
But it was on Richmond
Was it farther
and
down, or-
Sage, not Richmond and
Oh,
Fountain.
no. That whole building, that Barry's building was there forever.
Yes, I
But was
know,
it
but
always
I'm saying
Barry's,
as a
though?
child, Barry's Pizza was a little bit further, and then they moved to that. I mean, I'm going really far back.
You got to
but-
go way back for that.
But it existed for a very long time, and I was sad that
What's
that
something
left
you guys
as well.
miss about?
I'm already missing Fuddruckers.
Oh, Fuddruckers hasn't been the same in a while.
No, but they're gone. Most of
There's
them.
like 3 of them left.
Oh, 59
59 Diner.
Oh, yeah.
man.
For me, one of my first meals in Houston was a Spaghetti Warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
And Harvey just took that out, and I used
Yeah.
to love Spaghetti Warehouse.
But I thought they had a spin-off.
Yeah,
Wait.
I Googled that. Apparently, it's called Warehouse 72.
Yeah,
Is that right?
but it's the same
Yeah.
menu.
Is it really?
What's
I
in
think
the
so.
What's in the spot where Spaghetti Warehouse was? Because that was
Was
on
on
the haunted
Shepherd?
tour. No, it was one downtown. The one downtown
yeah, the one downtown.
was the haunted
Remember?
tour.
Yeah.
Because that building has a history. There was a man who fell down a elevator shaft when they built that like 100+ years ago.
Yes.
And supposedly, I think it was his mate. She killed herself, and they haunt the building.
I was thinking of Spaghetti Western.
Oh, where's that?
I think that one was on Shepherd.
This Warehouse 72, this do not look like the same menu.
There's on Wesleyan, there's Central Market down there. Before that, there's a huge high rise. Have you ever seen that? Where people live. It's huge. It sticks
At
out
Central
there.
Market area
Like
off Wesleyan?
If you're at Central Market, you look up and you'll see it. It's
Oh,
between
yeah.
that and Costco. It's a really fancy.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Keuchel the pitcher for the
Oh, yes,
Astros.
yes,
I
yes.
used to see him walk his dog and live there.
Isn't that where?
But I remember a guy died there when they were
Really?
building it.
Oh, they did.
So
really?
my wife's their company is right across from it.
Like in the construction
They take
process.
pictures every week in the construction process. The guy
Eric, was
fell
that where
in.
they used to have
Oh.
they used
So
to
that
have a
could be haunted.
cafeteria there where they tore down a
I don't know
cafeteria.
what was there, but now it's like a sushi
You know what?
place
That's
down
the
there.
same case, Eric, for
So there's a lot of places where
building
people
off
die.
I-10 where the construction worker passed away, and that was a couple of years ago. And that was a huge story in the news because they had shut down all of that area, and that building got finished, and it's
It's still pretty vacant.
No, I mean, there's
When you
people that
drive
work in
by it,
there, and I'm
I
thinking,
know,
man,
but
I
when you
wonder
drive
like the late
by-
at night, do you hear something
could
in the
be haunted
elevator
'cause-
shaft because the person lost their life while it was
Do
building?
you remember, Roula? I know you remember this old San Francisco. I remember as a kid.
Old San Francisco Steakhouse?
I remember
yeah,
as a
it's
kid,
called.
my parents taking me there, and there was like a little trapeze with a
Is that where
girl
Molina's
beat
is
hanging
over
on.
here? Or
It's not
on the back
Molina's. It's where
They tore the
Target
building down.
is now.
Is that where
Target.
That's where it
at
was?
Fondren, like
When
next to
I
that
used to drive back
Chick-fil-A.
into when we used to work at the other place, I'd drive past it every.
So Old San Francisco Steakhouse, we never went there to eat, but it was the old school like saloon girl type vibe because that was their sign. Like if you look them up, and that was like the sign. The sign was a girl in that saloon wear, and she's swinging on this little velvet swing. And I never went inside to see what that was like. And plus, I was way too young because I don't think I would have gotten it.
No, my parents took us there when we were little kids, and it had like this kind of like old Western motif in there, and there was like a stage girl hanging from a trapeze in there on the second story.
Well, I wish
funny.
I miss Yaya Mary's. Which we
Oh,
lost
I
from
do
COVID.
too.
And I thought they were going to reopen somewhere. Maybe they still are.
They claimed they were going to reopen forever. They were supposed to move in to where the old
Papado was
Papado. Yeah.
on Kirby in Richmond. Maybe that's still the case, and just takes a while to get things going. But yeah, Mary's.
It's kind of funny when you drive through Houston and you can see, especially like in the Heights. I know there's there's an Asian food restaurant. I'm like, there's no question that was once a Pizza Hut based on the shape of this building. I mean, it's funny when you see those things happen.
What about the one was it Mama's Cafe?
Mama's Cafe right
It's
next.
still
to
sitting there
Christie's.
Sitting
vacant.
there.
Yeah, it's
What a waste of space.
It's got the fencing around it.
I
and-
mentioned that Fuddruckers of one on 59. It's so gross now. Like
What is it?
it's tagged everywhere.
It's closed down.
It's just temporary close. Just tear the building down.
Oh, somebody texted
Embarrassing.
Steak and Ale. Y'all remember Steak and Ale? I went to Steak and Ale once
Yep.
in my life. And
Willcrest
it was
and
at
I-10.
school. It was like a school lunch with the principal. And like the senior class would get to go to the school lunch with the principal and like these kids that won some contest. They go, your prize is you get to skip school one day and go have lunch with the seniors and the principal. So if you never won that prize, the only
Here's
time you
on
ever
me.
did that lunch is if you were a senior. So when I was a senior, there was a Steak and Ale. I feel like it was off I-10 in Fuqua. over there by Hilton
But
First. I feel like
they
that's
had them
how
all
far
over the
it
place.
was.
They had one on I-10 and
What was the
Wilcrest.
steak
It was
like?
probably like off of Galleria somewhere that's taken
Was it
out.
one of those like thin steaks like Ponderosa?
I can't remember
Do you know, I
because I
don't
was a
remember it
kid.
at all.
I do remember.
As an 18-year-old, I did not pay attention.
Did they let y'all get some ale?
No, we did not get ale.
They carted there
I'm
for
a cool
sure.
teacher.
When I was 17, I remember my first real major girlfriend. I felt like such hot S because I took her on a date to Steak and Ale. And I'm like, oh, I feel so grown up in here. It had the wood paneling and everything, the dark wood paneling.
La Strada is probably one of the most fun restaurants I've ever been to in Houston. It sucks that I guess it went under or it burnt down or
didn't burn down.
What was
it's
it called
a
again?
Combination of the
Strada.
two.
Remember
Oh,
that?
La
Yeah.
Strada.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
La
were
Strada
epic
brunch.
I
brunches.
only went
My
there for
gosh.
Yeah, of course. That's what we all
Was
went
it,
there
what was
for.
it? Bellini's? What was it?
Yes, it was frozen bellinis.
That's what
I
it
didn't
was.
even like
So
peach,
good.
and I could down those.
Well, Carrabba's has frozen bellinis if you want to reminisce.
And then we
Well, can I dance on the tables there?
I don't think
was
so.
that
You
one?
might
Taco
be.
Milagro?
Yes.
Taco Milagro was really fun.
Oh, I was just driving
Was that
down
in
At
Kirby?
Kirby and West Alabama.
I forget what that is now.
There's
It's
still like a
something.
liquor store and a cigar place.
No, the cigar bar is gone.
Local foods. I think
I
it's
saw like a
local
Rich
foods.
Age Liquor.
It's local foods. That's what it is. Oh, they closed local foods on San Felipe. I was so bummed out. We drove by, pulled in the parking lot.
But do you know what probably ticks off restaurant people? It's like, oh, I used to come here all the time. It's like,
Yeah, well, if you
Where
kept
were
going
you
there,
when
they
we
would have
needed you?
closed.
Yeah.
Think about the place you haven't been. You just love it. What is a restaurant right now in your mind? You don't have to say it out loud because you're in the car. I can't hear you, but maybe you guys, you can say it out loud if you want. For like we're talking to each other. But think of a restaurant right now that you really like. You haven't been to in a long time, and you're thinking, oh, I should go there again. Yeah, you should, because especially after COVID, they're probably holding on by a thread to not shut their doors. So go there and give them money. That's what I'm saying. There are a lot of restaurants. We all brought this conversation up because of DJ Mark D Days at the Roxy, which he came to Chrissy's last week. Kev, my sister sent me a picture of her and DJ Mark D, and she's like, Roula, why aren't you here right now? The Roxy's in the house. I was like, I can't believe it. That's 2 Roxy shots in 1 week for me.
Gray-haired and buff.
Man, his music was life.
way
His
you like
music
it.
was life.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down.
We get a lot of Bennigan's too. At Bennigan's that they just
Oh,
closed. Remember
yeah.
one day they just
Just all gone.
Shuttered.
Gone.
shut it down.
Yep.
That's the place you throw the peanuts on the floor?
No, that's
No.
Bennigan's is
No,
like
no.
Irish. They even had one in the Galleria.
It was
Didn't
like a
they?
tavern. The Galleria one is my tween hood. When my mom would let us stay at the Galleria all day and
Slayer.
walk around, we'd go to Bennigan's and eat lunch.
Ahmad, you used to be able to throw the peanuts on the floor at like Texas Roadhouse or Logan's Roadhouse.
Logan's, that's what I'm
And now they give you like an extra pail to throw those.
Yeah, somebody
Peanuts
probably
in.
slipped and fell. And
Yeah.
Probably.
got peanut allergy. That's probably not the place to be.
Probably not. So the number of CenterPoint Energy customers in Houston without power dipped below 100,000 yesterday, 8 days after Hurricane Beryl. In a letter to CenterPoint CEO Jason Wells, Governor Abbott said that the company has lost the faith and trust of Texans and gave officials until July 31st to answer various questions about eliminating vegetation near electrical lines, replacing poles in high-risk areas with stronger ones, and detail how the staff will be deployed prior to upcoming storms. I'm at my all-time high frustration right now. We are still without power in our
Well, you
neighborhood.
and 53,350
Yeah, you're supposed to tell
is
us
the
why.
number.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
53,350.
why we found out. So
Didn't pay
our
the bill
street,
Kevin was predicting.
our street is the only street right now because one neighbor refuses to let anybody on his property to remove a dead tree.
But wait a second. I thought in this case they just overpower you and say this is a
And guess what?
a
This
safety
neighbor
Cops will let him in.
Yeah.
left town because wanted to beat the heat, I guess.
I'm sorry. I thought they break
well
into
then-
stuff for this.
Oh, yeah, then once
Yeah.
it's gone, like,
Centerpoint
So-
has been in the news for years.
I
for,
did
like,
see.
accessing people's yards.
I did see like a tree removal place in front of them yesterday with the police
Yeah, because the cops will just come and then
oh,
they'll
with the
get him.
cops.
with the cops.
No.
yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
This is a safety issue.
I mean, I don't know why they were dragging their feet on removing this tree or this pole, but yes. So finally, it looks like we're praying today we get our power. once they get rid of this.
53,350 is the number you are.
I mean, you
included
could pray
in.
or just go to your other house that has power.
I know. Go to the house in Jersey Village that has power.
You got 2 houses.
You can sweat.
Well, I don't.
Or not sweat.
I live with my mate, and
Well, I mean, it's your house.
I,
now.
I want to sell the old house is what I want to do. Here's something we should take into consideration. The Houston SPCA Wildlife Center has taken in more than 1,600 animals since Beryl. To put that in context, usually they receive 40 or 50 animals on a day.
Oh, my.
Now, if you want to help them, the SPCA, you can actually help them right now. They're looking for monetary donations and they're looking for supplies. You can go to wildlifecenteroftexas.org. That's of Texas.org and help out the SPCA because they did take in 1,600 animals. That's what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday. Special K, what is it? A telemarketer turnaround or a robocall?
Yeah, because dying is really expensive.
What?
Oh,
Dying is really
Dying?
expensive.
They're trying to sell me on funeral expenses once again.
Oh.
Well, it's your birthday. Are they trying to tell you something?
They think, they think you're old enough that you're near death?
I think so.
Oh, let's hear
I'm on
what,
the list.
Let's hear what Jaime had in store for them then next on the Roula and Ryan Show.